Hey 2-year-old friends, this video is for August week 3. All month long we're asking the bottom line. Who is powerful? God is powerful. And our memory verse, great is our Lord and mighty in power. So for week 3, we are hearing all about Moses and the water from the book of Exodus. And our story focus is God's power can give me what I need. So a little summary for this week, God's power can give me what I need. Week 3, we will talk about how God's power can give us what we need, even when what we need is nowhere to be found. And that's what happened with Moses and the Israelites. They needed water in the worst way, but there was no water anywhere. God used his power to make water come from a rock. Water from a rock. God is so powerful. So jumping into this week's lesson, the two little intro activities. You could split your kids into 2 groups to do these and have one group on one area of the floor, the other group on the other area of the floor. The one activity is there are 2 squares on the floor, and over in one square you'll dump out all these pom-poms and have a shovel and this big dump truck that is still at my house that I will bring up. And kids are going to shovel the pom-poms into the back of the dump truck and then wheel the dump truck over and dump the pom-poms into there. They're doing a rock activity, and these are all the pom-poms that you can dump and move, and these are going to be rocks. The other half of the kids, you can put this on the floor in the front area of the room, and you can fill this with a little bit of water, and then they've got some paintbrushes, and I'm going to be bringing up some big river rocks, and they can paint the rocks with water. So those are the 2 intro activities. The first one is the dump truck one, and then the second one is the rock painting one. And you're just going to say, today we're going to hear a story that has both rocks and water in it. And then you will move to large group. When you get back from large group, you have a few activities that you can do. The first one is the rock and water hop. So you've got all of these little placemats that you would just lay out in a line, and the black ones are rocks and the blue ones are water. And you're just going to say, okay, friends, we're going to pretend that there are rocks and water on our floor. We're going to hop on the rocks and water until I say freeze. And then everyone's going to stop and freeze. Are you ready? So you're going to say, everyone look down and see if you're standing on rocks or if you're standing on water. Great job. If you're standing on rocks, I want you to say your memory verse with me. Okay, if you're standing on water, say your memory verse and then unfreeze and keep hopping around. And then you're going to say, our memory verse tells us that God is powerful. And we heard about his power in our Bible story today. So who is powerful? God is powerful. The next little activity is just a review of the Bible story. So you can gather kids in one big circle and sit in the middle of them. And you're going to have 3 tubs. One tub that's going to have a little bit of kinetic sand, one tub that you will fill with a little bit of water, and another tub that will have some rocks in it. And as you retell the Bible story, you're going to just kind of walk your fingers through the sand, the rocks, and the water, and then you can call kids up to do that as well. So you're going to say, as you walk your fingers through the sand, you're going to say, Moses and the people walked through the desert for a long time, and they were very thirsty, but there was no water to drink. And then you're going to tap the rock with your hand, and you're going to say, God told Moses to hit a rock with his stick, and Moses did what God told him to do. And then you're going to pat the water with your hands and say, water came out of the rock. God's power gave Moses and the people what they needed. Water. And then you'll repeat with each kiddo walking with their sand through the fingers, tapping the rock, and then patting the water with their hands. And then just closing by saying, God's power gave Moses and the people what they needed. God's powerful and can give us what we need too, because God is so powerful. Who is powerful? God's powerful. Then this next activity is called Water Dance, and you're just going to turn on the song of the month that is on your iPad called Anything at All. And we're going to have a little ribbon dancer for each kid that they can take home, and they're just going to kind of do a little water dance, pretending that this is water, to dance to this month's song. Then the last thing is called Water from the Rock Craft. So you're going to give each kiddo this picture of Moses and the rock, and we're going to have a little bit of glitter paint. And we're glitter blue paint, and we're going to do a little bit of glitter blue paint coming out of the rock to show that Moses got water from the rock. So you're just going to say, when Moses struck the rock, what happened? Yeah, water came out. Only God can do something like that. So who do you see on this page? It's Moses, and he's holding a staff. So you can let them color the page if you want. You're going to say, what happened when Moses hit his rock with the staff? That's right. Water for the people came out of the rock. So we're gonna put, I'm gonna look at the dollar store. I haven't gotten the blue shiny stuff yet, so we'll see what they have. I'm gonna try to get something that's easy and appropriate for our 2-year-old, and so that they can do that craft. So that is it for this week, guys. Super fun week, lots of great activities. Thank you guys so much for serving. I am so grateful for all of you, and we'll see you on Sunday.